everyone, it's Ashley here. Thank you for coming back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you for coming as well. Today I am sharing a layout that I created, I think it was this past summer. This layout is based off a sketch. I took an Allison Davis class of, it was called Sketches with 4x6 photos only. And she offered that, I want to say like the beginning of summer, somewhere around there. So anyways, if you took this class, this is sketch number 6. So obviously it's a 4x6 photo, that photos you're supposed to use. I had the Canon selfie. It does not print true 4x6, and most of the time I'm fine with it. It's not a big deal. So for this layout, there's supposed to be 6 4x6 photos all the way across this double page layout, but obviously because my photos weren't 4x6, I kind of had to just center them, so on each end of the 12x12 paper there's a small gap, and then on the sketch there are some slanted strips going across the top, and I just went through my stash and found some pattern papers that I liked. I was going to be using, I believe it was a Bella Boulevard collection, birthday collection. So I found some colors of pattern paper in my stash because I didn't have a lot of that collection. So these pattern papers match pretty well. So I'm going to use my mat to get the, I believe it was 45 degrees. That slant there. So I just lined up my paper on my mat and using that line there on my mat to get this down at the right angle. And then once I have one down, I can just go ahead and add the rest of the paper without having to worry about having the right angle. And of course, my 18G gun ran out. So I think I'm going to show you here how to load it if you have never loaded one before. It's not too difficult, but every time I have to like, okay, what do I have to do again? I just kind of have to think through it. But not a big deal. Doesn't take me very long. And then we're back to adhering. Okay, so I'm just going to add this yellow paper down here, and I kind of have a pattern going that I will be repeating across both papers, both backgrounds. So this is kind of what I have, but I think I change out one of them. It might be the numbers, because I think I didn't like the fact that the numbers were slanted. I don't remember, but we'll see here in just a little bit. You can kind of see like that pink paper that I just put down, there's a little bit of a gap between the edge of where that paper ends and my photo, but there's going to be a strip going across there eventually, so it won't really matter. And then I'm just going to line this up together so that it flows from the left side to the right side of the double page layout. And yeah, I struggled with this because I was trying to get the angle semi-decent. I could not, I couldn't, and then I ended up cutting too much and I didn't have enough to go across, so I'm gonna have to cut a new strip here. I think I ended up just, most of them I just tucked underneath the photos on that edge there, but for some reason I just wanted to get this one. Oh, I remember why, because my photos don't go all the way to the edge of that left side. I didn't want it, when it was tucked under the photo, I didn't want it showing on that edge. I hope that makes sense. It probably doesn't. I don't think I'm explaining it very well, but anyways, here is where I when I go to adhere this, I decide I like this side better with the little piggies and the in their party hats. So I'm gonna actually decide to use that one, and I think I go back and fix it on the other side as well. Yes. Scrap that piece and cut a new one. Okay. And here again, this is where because there's that gap on the edge there, I didn't want it, if it went under the photo, I didn't want it showing on the edges. Alright, and I'm just gonna continue. I hope that makes sense, guys. It probably doesn't, but and I just have, I think, this blue one left to put down. I was hoping that there was enough that was left over on that first piece, but there just wasn't. Okay, and then I will just cut the extra off. It's kind of nice that they're, right now the two pages are adhered together because of that stripe, so I'm gonna have to cut those apart, but I can just run my X-Acto knife along these, the back of this paper and cut off the extra. I made this layout, I want to say, oh gosh, maybe July, I want to say July for sure. Maybe even to August. So it's been a while since I made it. So if I don't remember everything I did, that's why. But that's okay. Okay. And then I cut these balloons. I don't know who made this balloon border. I think I just found it on Silhouette Design Store. And I just thought they were the perfect balloons to run as a border across the top of these photos. So I'm going to add some foam adhesive, and I did cut off that little extra strip. I just felt like it wasn't necessary. And then I will adhere these over the photos, or at the top of the photos. And I went with white because I just felt like there was already so much going on with pattern paper. I didn't think going with a color would, maybe if I picked a solid color it'd be okay, but anything else probably would have been too distracting. So I'm gonna have to add in 2 more balloons here to finish off this section, and it worked perfectly. Okay, and I will do the same on this side. On this side I'm gonna have a larger photo, so a 4x6, and then 2 smaller photos, so I don't actually need to go all the way across with the balloons. And then this is that paper that I'll eventually use to do the smaller strip here between the photos and the vertical or slanted strips. Sorry guys. Right there, like that. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so those will go right there. I think that just makes a nice clean border between the photos and those papers and balloons. Just trying to get that down as straight as possible. It never seems to be very straight, but that's okay. We're the only ones that notice, right? Okay. So I'm just trying to play around where I think I'm gonna want those photos to be. If you have ever taken Allison Davis class, you know that when she sends out your sketches for the week, she gives you lots of ideas of variations and things that you can change. And so that's why her classes are so awesome. So if you don't have the same amount of photos, or they're not the same, you know, like if she's using all portrait and you have a combination, or you have only vertical photos or landscape, then she gives you those options, and then how to change from a 1-page to a 2-page and vice versa. I really enjoyed this class. I really enjoy double page layouts, but I don't make them very often. So I just want to point this out. You can see when I have these two together, I don't have them in the right order. I should have these two switched. So the one I'm working on right now that I just put that strip down should be the left side. And in her sketch, she has a photo above this photo that I just put down of the cupcakes. She had that on the left side of the double page. Well, I wasn't paying attention, and here I'm thinking that I'm putting these photos on the left side, but I'm actually putting on the right side because I didn't have them in the correct order. But that's fine. No big deal. You can always change a sketch and it ends up looking just fine. So that's kind of how I'm going to have the photos there. And I already have them glued down, and now I'm just adding the title, and it just will say 5th birthday. And then I have these teeny tiny little circular letters. I think they're from Doodlebug, but they're super tiny, and I put some foam adhesive on the back of them just to help them pop up a little bit, and that was super tricky. It's tricky to do that and then to take off the backing and then try to line them up perfectly. Tweezer would probably work better, but it's no big deal. You can still see that I have them on the wrong side. The strips on the top are not lining up. Okay, I have these enamel dots. I don't remember, they might be Bella Boulevard. I don't remember where they're from, but they're like these velvety, they're so soft to the touch, velvety type enamel dots, and they're just so pretty. And I thought, I don't want to leave my balloons just completely white, so enamel dots just seem like the perfect solution. They add the same colors that I have going on in the background. I like the circular design on top of the balloons, which are also circular, so that just seemed very like visually appealing. So I just kind of scattered them sporadically across the balloons. Okay. I think I am trying to decide what else I want to add as far as embellishing, because the basic part of my layout is done. And so I'm going to end up adding some word stickers. I'm going to do this mostly off camera, but I'll show you here what I did when I come back on. I had adhered those down. I'm going to add some stitching, so tone on tone stitching. So I'm just adding my holes right here, and then I will come back and add the stitching. And guys, I still don't think I realized that I have my layout flip-flopped. I don't remember if it was until after I was done filming or at what point. But it's okay, it all worked out, and you'll see in the close-up or the full layout that it still looks fine, that it's flip-flopped, and it's not a big deal. I was just kind of like, oh wow, that was silly, how did I not notice that in the moment? But no worries. Alright, I won't make you sit there and watch the rest of that. There is the final layout in the correct order and the close-ups. It was a fun day, and this was a fun layout to make. I do really enjoy doing 2 or double page layouts, something that I've been trying to do more to get those photos scrapped. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye bye.